the skies have gotten brighter with children's services. And I'll explain that if I can. Is I've been working with a high school, I won't which one, but they reached out to me because they had a number of students that were struggling. Two of the three students had lost a guardian. And one was a mother who, the girl was 14 at the time, and she was driving her mom home because her mom just couldn't drive, and crashed into the mountains, and her mom died tragically. So this one girl that I helped had a lot of trauma in her life. And then for some reason, her older sister, who was 19 at the time, became her legal guardian. And anybody would know that if you have a 14-year-old and a 19-year-old who are both grieving, it was a very long and unsustainable sort of relationship. And this girl had significant health issues too from the accident, but also she was working two full-time jobs and they weren't getting ahead. So we made a referral to child welfare and child welfare. I'm saying that word again, Kevin. Children's services. And they met with this young girl and they opened a file and provided her with emotional support. But just as importantly, they're providing her with a living allowance, which can pay for her rent and her food and her clothing and her hygiene. So she can focus about being a kid again. And I think that was really nice. And of course, children's services would say, well, we're just following the legislation. And they are. But in my experience in the past, and this comes in ebbs and flows, is that children's services at times is very constrictive. They do not want open files. Come hell or high water, they will not open a file. But right now we're in a time where they seem very open to helping kids where the files are complex, and they could have easily said no, but they said yes. And the second case again was the same young girl, 15, and her mom died of an overdose, and she had no legal guardian. So children's services again became involved, and they quickly opened a file. And again, providing that girl with emotional and financial supports, and she's able to thrive and enjoying school, and she's participating in a poetry workshop with one of my coworkers, Megan Van Gustafson, and that's going well. And then the third case involved a boy who his mom has schizophrenia, and his dad is how should I put it? Focused on conspiracies and plots, and focused on, he's gone down these rabbit holes, and it's affecting his personality and his mental health. And he ended up locking his boy in a truck and saying, we'll live in a truck. And so that was just inexcusable. So the boy self-reported to children's services, and they hummed and hawed, and the school got me involved in that case. And again, I was able to work with children's services and successfully open a file for this boy. So it just shows that children's services is there. It's an important part of our safety net, just as important as the healthcare system and the justice system and the education system. Child welfare system or children's services system could mean the matter of life and death to many children in this province. So, those sorts of stories and that sort of things that have been happening since Christmas have been really giving me a sense of optimism, Kevin.
Me too. Myself as well. Hearing part of what you just said is really, frankly, it's following up on the posts that you've made on social media, and I've been curious, as I'm sure all the listeners have, as far as to the outcomes, or at least the progress that have been made in those cases under those circumstances with the involvement of children's services. You talked about the boy in the truck. That stood out to me. obviously, when you posted about that. You talk about the 15-year-old, I believe,
Yeah.
who was working going to full
That's the
time.
first one. She was 14 at the time. She's 15 now. I mean,
Got
so,
it.
so
Yeah.
yeah,
But
working full time.
it pained. Well, a lot of these stories pained me, but it really shocked me, I guess, of 14, 15 years old, working 2 or 3 jobs, trying to go to school, or I guess high school, and trying to make it work. Never mind the fact that he said she was late for one particular meeting, obviously very overwhelmed. And now she's at a point where it sounds like, and you can confirm this, does she still need to be working in those jobs, or is what she's
No, so this is the great thing about children's services about,
okay?
and I think this should be emulated in adult care. So she's given a basic living allowance and money for food and rent and clothing and that. But just like everybody else's kid, she can work a part-time job. She could work a full-time job and go to school full-time. It's up to her as long as she's not suffering emotionally from it.
That's right. Yeah.
And she can save that money for,
Yeah.
travel the world. Like which 20-year-old doesn't want to travel the world, or save up for school, or just invest it. So children's services doesn't have a clawback system built in it. And that is a really great component of children's services, whereas the adult system, income support, AISH, um, you know, you can make a certain amount of money on your own, but after that, they claw back dollar for dollar. And I don't see that as being very productive. I think, or they should greatly reduce the clawback requirements so that people can make not only a basic living, but have some opportunity to utilize those extra financial resources to move up in life, is what I would say.
Yeah, and I hope that they provide her enough, because income support doesn't cover a lot. I've been on it at times, and I'll say that I won't speak to any of your people you've worked with, but for the 15-year-old, I mean, the relief I would feel in that situation of that much less pressure, um, all that work and effort and time, energy that she had to put into that, to be able to now rely on children's services and getting the help she truly needs so that she can move forward in her life and not nearly have that stress, that pressure, that anxiety, all of these things. And then of course the emotional relief, as you say, where if she wants to, she could. Maybe she is working kind of a job after school or what have you, as many teenagers do now, to save up for what have you. But it doesn't sound like she has to rely on that for her day-to-day basic needs.
Correct. And and the other aspect of children's services that I'm seeing an improvement is that if you look at their needs for intervention, the reasons that children's services has to get involved. Well, there's the plain ones that are right in front of you. There's sexual abuse, physical violence, abandonment, um, you know, things like starvation, things like that. But there's also there really is aspects of child welfare, child youth, Child Family Youth Enhancement Act, or whatever they call it these days, that calls that if there's emotional trauma to the children, children's services can get involved. So parents that are harming their children emotionally, either because they're doing it willingly or they're unable to stop it, children's services get involved. And it's more in the case of that third case, the boy, that was more focused on emotional trauma. This boy was obviously very depressed and lots of anxiety, and had nowhere to turn to because he was living in a truck. And I'm not talking like an RV, but a truck. And that was harming his emotional stability and his emotional health. So it's good to see children's services focusing also on that aspect of the act, is to their needs to get intervention is because of emotional trauma to the child or youth. And yeah, so children's services has been, and I can just speak on my experience, has been doing really, really top job recently.
Fantastic. And a relief. The things are, um, dare I say, improving in that regard, certainly for those children, for those teenagers. And then it's always, I guess, to satisfy curiosity, not to be selfish about it, but like I say, to follow up and to learn more about the progress on these things these stories, these people that you've been helping, because you get wrapped up in, okay, what's happening today versus yesterday, and I know it's all in your head as far as managing and organizing, and keeping on top of things, but it's always that's a big reason why I like to do this podcast, Mark, is to find out how things have, where things are at now versus when you have talked about them, or the last update, kind of where things are at. So I'm always
Yeah.
fascinated and interested in that.
While we're still on this topic, I want to remind all our listeners and viewers that it's important to report child abuse. It's absolutely confidential. Even the courts aren't aware of the source of that. So you're completely protected by confidentiality. You can easily, if the child's in imminent harm, you need to get a hold of you. We're all legally obligated to report a child in need of intervention help. But the confidential system, and it really does make a difference, because with a lot of the young people I work with, children, it's because of that neighbor, that school teacher, that librarian, that soccer coach, that um, an extended family member who've picked up the phone and made that call and have saved that child's life.
Yes.
It's critical that people understand that. But again, the confidentiality is so strict that even when the case is brought before the courts, family court, the source of where that information comes from is protected, and even the judge won't even know who it was. So,
Okay. All right. I know that people, I would say appreciate, I guess that's the word to use. It, I find the word. These are difficult things to hear about, these situations involving children, and to kind of on a side, but still about child. There was one particular photo that really seemed to get attention, and a few comments. It was a one that you posted on Instagram of the newborn baby in in the mother's arms. So yeah, obviously a very wonderful, happy, loving day. So it's lovely to hear the good stories as well. I know that's your ultimate goal with all of these, with each person that you help, is that's what you're focused on, the positive outcomes. So I know people appreciate kind of seeing those individual situations of great things happening, or if somebody does need help, even if outside of kids, if a guy needs work boots to get back up on his feet with whatever work and income that he needs. I know that people respond to that. The people respond to these individual situations very nicely.
Yeah, and that was a particular touching photograph, little video,
Video, yes.
a newborn baby that I was helping with the family with the car seat, because the baby was going to be fed with baby formula, making sure that mom had the appropriate amount of supports for groceries, things like that. And when I made the ask, I was making it to all my followers and those that sort of catch on or listen. And they provided the resources. They provided the baby formula. They provided the car seat. They provided the mom with an opportunity to not be stressed and focused for a baby. So again, it was a great example. And that's the best part of my job, is I really enjoy working with babies.
Right on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love those wonderful situations, those moments.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you sharing that short video, and then of course to the mother who allowed you to record that and to share that moment. Um, and hopefully we'll see many more photos, videos, what have you, of your work and the people you're helping. How getting permission and all these things, but so you can share more of those moments, and I think that will encourage more people to donate to help. Um, so, are there, what are we at now for that? Was that about 15-20 minutes?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
All right. Thank you everybody for checking out this particular shorter episode, but shorter. But this is kind of the new format that we're going with. These 15 to 20 minute segments, if you will. Thank you for checking it out, and we look forward to the next video. Uh, hoping to do this on a roughly weekly basis to release these. So we'll see you in the next one.